I was born with the devil in me. H.H. Holmes was known to have killed at least 9 people, admitted to killing up to 30, and some believe he may have killed as many as 200. But it wasn't just how many people he killed that made him so infamous. It was also the way he committed these murders. Friend, before we go any further, I would like to humbly request you please subscribe to my channel. So I can reach 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Your support truly means the world to me. So please subscribe. Hello viewers! Today, in this video, we're diving into the chilling story of H.H. Holmes, America's first known serial killer, and the horrifying secrets of his murder castle. So, without wasting another moment, let's begin the video. H.H. Holmes was born as Herman Webster Mudgett and was already a skilled con man, scammer, and bigamist. Before he moved to Chicago in 1886, he changed his name to Henry Howard Holmes to avoid getting caught for his earlier scams. In one shocking scheme, Holmes stole dead bodies from the University of Michigan's medical department, damaged them to look like accident victims, and then collected insurance money for them. When Holmes arrived in Chicago, he started working. As a pharmacist, he then began building what is now called the Murder Castle. This huge 3-story building covered an entire block and was filled with hallways and rooms. Holmes advertised it as a hotel for people coming to the Chicago World's Fair in 1893, also known as the World's Columbian Exposition. But, of course, the so-called doctor had much darker plans. Holmes often fired workers while the building was being constructed, saying their work wasn't good enough. But in reality, he kept changing workers so that no one would discover the twisted design of his building. And the design was truly twisted. According to reports, Holmes' murder castle was like a maze of death. Some staircases led to nowhere, some doors opened to brick walls, and others had strange locks that trapped people inside. Some bedrooms were soundproof and alarm. Systems tracked the movements of guests. Holmes lured his victims into this maze. He killed them by choking, hanging, gassing, or starving them. After they died, he either put their bodies in a fake elevator or dropped them down a chute that led to the basement. In the basement, Holmes would cut up his victims' bodies and used his medical connections to sell their bones and organs. He also had large furnaces, lime pits, and acid baths in the basement to get rid of the remains. After the World's Fair ended, Holmes left Chicago and his murder castle. He got involved in another insurance scam, which led him to kill his associate Benjamin Petezel and Petezel's 3 children. Holmes was arrested in Boston in 1894, and then the police traced his crimes back to Chicago and went into the murder castle. There, they found his maze filled with torture rooms, secret tunnels, and basement rooms for cutting up bodies. Because of how Holmes disposed of his victims, the police didn't find any whole bodies, but they did find a pile of bones. Most were from animals, but the pile also had the bones of a child around 6 to 8 years old. They also found a gold chain, a woman's shoe, a bloody pile of women's clothes, and a dissection table covered in dried blood. Police were able to prove that H.H. Holmes had killed 9 people. Holmes himself admitted to many more murders, but some of the people he claimed to have killed were later found alive. Holmes was put on trial for killing Petezel and was found guilty. He was hanged on May 7, 1896, when the trapdoor opened. His neck didn't break, and it took 20 minutes for him to die. Even though he didn't seem afraid of being hanged, he asked for his coffin to be covered in cement and buried 10 feet deep so no one could dig up his body and cut it open. In 1914, Pat Quinlan, who had been the caretaker of Holmes' World's Fair Hotel, killed himself by taking poison. His body was found with a note that said, "I couldn't sleep." Quinlan had been questioned by the police during their investigation, but he was never charged with any crime. The things he saw inside the murder castle and the horrors that happened there stayed with him until he died. As for the murder castle, most of it was destroyed in a mysterious fire in 1895. 2 men were seen running away from the building just before it caught fire. Some people believe they were trying to destroy evidence, while others think they were. Locals who didn't want the place to become a dark tourist spot. Parts of the building were still used until 1938, when it was completely torn down. Today, a post office stands on that land. Because Holmes was a con man and a liar, it's almost impossible to know how many people he really killed. Many people came to Chicago for the World's Fair and never went back home. and some think Holmes may have killed up to 200 people. Holmes himself once said, "I was born with the devil in me. I could not help the fact that I was a murderer, no more than the poet can help the inspiration to sing." Viewers, this was the horrifying story of H.H. Holmes and his terrifying murder castle that claimed countless lives. What are your thoughts on this chilling story? Share your opinions in the comments below. We'd love to know how you feel about these shocking events. Thank you for watching. If this chilling story kept you hooked, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more dark true crime stories from history's shadows. And remember, if you or someone you know is facing dark thoughts, please reach out to a mental health professional. These stories are heavy, and your well-being matters most. Take care of yourself, and until next time, I'll meet you in another haunting true tale.